On September 19th, 1902, a stampede occurred at the Shiloh Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama, resulting in the death of 115 people.
115 people died. There was 3,000 people in the church. How many people died again?
115.
115 people died in one day in one church. Keep going.
At the time of the crush, 3,000 people were gathered to hear Booker T. Washington address the National Convention of Negro Baptists.
Now, remember they're in the church because they're getting politically aware. Booker T. Washington is in the church now, and he's teaching them about Black excellence and about how being intelligent and about striving for more Black excellence in their lives. And they're terrified. They're in the church, but they're scared to death about what might happen to them because they allowed Booker T. Washington to speak in this church. Go ahead.
The stampede occurred after the end of Washington's speech when someone yelled, "There's a fight." The word fight was mistaken for fire.
There's a ton of fights going on because people are disagreeing. It's a whole mess. Someone said, "There's a fight." That's all they said. There's a fight. But they mistakenly thought that they heard, "There's a fire," by mistake. Go ahead.
Causing the congregation to head for the exit en masse.
So all 3,000 people ran for that small door. 3,000 people. Keep going.
Many people died after they got stuck between the brick walls of a stairwell that led to the street.
They're crammed in there so tight they get stuck between the stairs. Keep going.
Most of the dead were women, and physicians said in many cases they fainted and died from suffocation.
They died being suffocated at the door of a church, and there was no fire. They're scared to death. Right. Somebody says there's a fight. They say, "What? There's a fire?" And they cram into the doors until everyone suffocates and dies. 100 and what?
15.
115 people. That's the history of burning Black churches. That's how terrible it is. It happened this week. You understand me? It happened this week. The fear that those people had that day was warranted. That wasn't irrational fear. They knew that this church could burn today because we're in here not doing what we should be doing in church. Now, what kind of behavior is allowed in church, Matamya? Singing, singing, dancing, praising the white Jesus on the wall. That's what the church was built for. That church wasn't built for you to learn, for you to get politically aware, for you to understand the possibility of power. Nah, if you do that in church, they would burn the place down. And if you don't believe it, if you think these people back in the 1920s were irrational, it happened last week in Rhode Island. Oh, God. Where they a white man came and burned and tried to burn the church down. That's the history here. That's what's true here. Now, you think about that when you're running into some store or trying to pawn the things you have to buy to celebrate Christmas. You remember who that money is going to. You remember, give me Jeff Bezos when he said he wants his employees to live in fear every day. Matamya.
Oh, no, Khan, what you bringing out is so heavy. I was just going, this reminds me of all the time when this stuff like this happened, right? Mm-hmm. That white boy in, I believe, Massachusetts, gunning down the 9 brothers and sisters in that church.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
That's correct. Go ahead.
This reminds me of that every time, you know what I mean? Like, and this goes to show we should be trying to, Christianity is wrong because the God we serving is wrong. We dying in there. Mm-hmm. And this is supposed to be the temple of God, right?
It's supposed to be.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you allowing another nationality in the church. You know what I mean? We got to be doing something wrong. We got to, have a self-examination here. What's going on?
I don't think they do. What you saying? Give him a hand because he's telling the damn truth. They're not examining themselves. And I think I know why. I think because they're about to have collard greens and black-eyed peas. I think there's a big barbecue on the 4th of July. Right. I think there's a giant turkey and Patti LaBelle's sweet potato pies. I think there's patanera. What do the Ephraimites eat? That pig thing they eat. Some Ephraimite out there, let me know.